Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to HR Repair. This is Hey Ray. Today we have a Ford Edge, I believe, and it has, well, let's just look on the back. Yep, Ford Edge. This thing has a problem where they stated that they lose their brakes when they're going forward and turning to the left. They said it doesn't happen when they turn to the right. They've said that it feels like they just can't push in the pedal. So we're going to see what we can figure out on this thing and see if we can get it taken care of. Contact! Alright, I have been in here before, as you can see. I've not hooked up my scan tool yet, so we're gonna go ahead and do this. Escape, because I think I'm still hooked up to a GM there, or in GM. Alright, so, wow, it's hot in here. We could open the window. Let's turn off the radio. Escape, yes, we want to escape. Escape, yes, we want to exit. Alright, Ford. I don't need to generate anything. Read. Alright, let's go ahead and start this thing. Whew! Hot! I probably, yeah. Let's come back, do this. Alright, okay, I had the key turned off. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just scan, make sure that there's no codes, and something that'll maybe show us where to go. The customer stated originally, I thought it was that they lost the brake pedal completely, but he said it's more like they can't hardly push the brake pedal down. So we're just going to see if maybe the ABS module is seeing something that it shouldn't. So maybe it's this. What do we got in here? Actually, let's do this. Let's do list. Alright, so we have steering wheel left switch pack. Okay. And we have an evaporative emission system leak detected, large leak. It's not anything pertaining to what we have here, but this I'm not going to guarantee doesn't. So let's go back. No, I don't want to exit that. Alright. Okay, let's just drive it. Let's see if we can duplicate the concern. I can't talk for nothing today. Alright, I might also note that the car was taken to the dealership, and the dealership told them they can't find anything and it's never acted up for them. So they brought it over here and are wanting me to check it out. So I don't know, see what we can find. But if he said it's happening, I'm sure something is going on. So let's see. He said it's only when you turn left and brake. I'm gonna get up here, get into a parking lot that's big enough to where I can turn and brake at the same time. Alright, so we can do this here. We'll do a U-turn here, turning left here, and brake at the same time. Didn't do it for me there. Maybe I'm not moving fast enough. Let's try a higher speed turn. Let's bring it into this lot here, and let's just see if we have a little more speed. Yeah, I felt it a little bit there. You know, I'm not 100% familiar with what that code is talking about, and that, oh, there we go. Yeah, it did it there. Something going on when you turn left. Now let's see if it does it when we turn right. I can feel it in the pedal. We don't hear the noise Okay, yeah, I could definitely feel it pulse my brake when I turn to the left. So I'm gonna do a little research on what that code means, and then we'll see if that has something to do with this. Like I said, I've not run into this before myself. Maybe you guys have, but I have not. So let's do a little research on that, and we'll see what... I don't feel like I'll lose my brakes, but it definitely pulses against the brake pedal. So let's do a little research on this. All right, steering wheel left switch pack. That literally means the left switch pack here has a problem. Nothing to do with the problem we're having. I almost guarantee it. Okay, don't worry about that. Steering wheel left switch. Okay, I messed up. That wasn't even anything to do with it, okay? You know, I'm embarrassed. Let me be embarrassed. Quit yelling at me. Okay, never mind. I'm just trying to be funny. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get this thing out and drive it again. And I'm going to do a little bit of monitoring on live data. And let's just see if we potentially have an ABS wheel speed sensor that is malfunctioning when we turn left. Do we have anything that we can find that might be causing this issue? So I'm going to go into the ABS system. We're gonna enter that, and then we're gonna go to live data. Live data, please. There we go. All right, left front wheel speed sensor, left rear, right front, and right rear. Okay, so we want to watch those. I'm just gonna see if that changes anything when we turn to the left. I've had where on some of these, if you have a problem with this, where the speed sensor will malfunction and cause it to glitch. Okay, let's come into here, and we'll just pull into this parking lot here where there's not much activity. Hopefully I don't get a nail in the tire in this thing. Okay, so let's just do a left-hand turn here, and let's see if we see a malfunction of any kind. Okay, I think we would expect to see that on the left rear wheel. Let's turn right. We should see a drop there, and we do. It doesn't always do it, does it? But there is a noise in the front when I turn to the left, so maybe we need to get this thing there. Yeah, felt it there, and I felt it there again. The old people looking out of the home, they're gonna be like, what is that car doing? Okay, I want to get this thing up in the air, and I want to look and just see if there's anything that I can find mechanical that might be going on here. So let's get this thing up in the air. Let's do a little inspection and see what we can see. Okay, sound good? All right, folks. Well, I kind of tested the speed sensors. I should have put it on a graph, and I didn't even think about it, but so I should have tested it on a graph, and I think I probably will take this out and test it on a graph, see if we can pick this up. But I believe I figured out our problem. Actually, I know I figured out our problem. So if you guys look right there, we have a cracked tone ring. That is no good. That will not work. What happens is these things rust, or I'm assuming what happens is it rusts and it expands the thing and cracks it. So then what happens is that looks like a signal, especially when you're turning left. It may, according to how it may flex that tone ring a little more. I'm not 100% sure how that all works, but I'm guessing if we were to put this thing on a graph we would probably see either a spike or a dip where it's picking that up, and it's, as I suspected, it's probably engaging the ABS pump. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do, we're going to get this thing back down on the ground. I'm going to take it out and I'm going to put it on a graph. We'll see what that graph looks like, and then I'll fix it, because we're going to need to put a new CV axle in here, all new CV axle in, and then I'll fix it, bring it back, and see what it looks like then. So I'm also going to come over here. We're going to look at the front, the right front, just to make sure that this one's not cracked. Spinning it. Oh, we do have a little grease coming out, but a little rust buildup, but no cracks in it. I don't see anything cracked here yet. So I think this one will be okay on this side. It probably will eventually cause a problem as well, but right now we're focused on this side over here, and this is going to be our issue. I'm almost positive that we're going to get a CV axle ordered. I'm going to talk to the customer, make sure it's okay, but then we'll get a CV axle ordered, get that thing switched out. Meantime, I'm going to, again, get into live data, check this thing on a graph. So stay tuned for that one. You don't want to miss it, I promise you. Well, I mean, yeah, if that kind of stuff interests you. I don't know what I'm saying. All right, so I brought this car back out. I've got the new CV axle in here, and well, don't have it in, but I've got it in my shop. I received the part today, if I get it said correctly. But what I want to show you guys is what I think we're going to find if we graph this thing versus just looking at numbers. So we'll turn this thing around and get headed out the drive here, and I think we should be able to see it. I haven't tried it yet, but I think we should be able to see it. Come on here. Graph and graph. If we remember, it's going to be the left front wheel speed sensor. So what I would expect to see is a little spike, I think, or maybe a dip. Actually, it's probably going to be a dip on the left front wheel speed sensor. Now we may have to expand the X here just a little bit. Come on here. All right, let's try it with this and we'll see what it looks like. We may have to slow it down a little. As we can see, that doesn't look too bad. Let's go. Yeah, I think we're seeing it already here. Okay, so we went 8. So now let's just go ahead and go down the road here. Look at there. See that? All right, for reference, I'm going to show you both of them here at 8. Oops, come on here. All right, so let's get back to the shop. We already see what we need to see here. I'll get back to the shop and I'll bring you guys back. All right, let's pause this. All right, so let's get inside here. I don't want to leave my door open too long, but let's get inside here and I'll show you guys what we're seeing on this scan tool. That's a immediate red flag on these things. So if you look here, you have these spikes, these dips. I say spikes, they're dips. And then if we come here, this one does not have near the dips. So as you guys can see, this is what it looked like before. The right front one could possibly be going here before long as well, but this is a little more normal. So let's go ahead and change that axle and we'll redo this and compare the two. All right, so this nut is actually one of those that must be torqued down, and it needs to be torqued down properly, because if you don't, you will ruin your wheel bearing. So do not use an impact on these. Now, Ford says that you have to put a new spindle nut on here. I don't. I feel like the reason that they say that is because of the locking part of this nut will no longer be a locking part of the nut. So what I do is I will do what Ford wants you to do, which is torque it down to 258 foot-pounds, which is more than what this thing will do. 8 foot-pounds more. So 8 foot-pounds is not going to make a difference. So I'm going to go 250, and then you're supposed to remove this old nut and put the new one on and torque it to 258. And the reason for that is to seat this CV axle. But what I'm going to do, we're going to stick this thing in here, and they also say do not do this on the ground. You want to do it up in the air like this. So I shove a punch in between the fins. That'll keep this thing from spinning. Then we'll torque it for 250 foot-pounds, and then we will always pull. There we go. All right, now instructions are to remove it and put on a new one. Well, we're going to remove it, and I'm going to put Loctite on it. Come on here. Okay, we're going to put Loctite on there, and this will be just fine. I've not had an issue with doing it that way. I would put a new one on if I wouldn't forget to order it every time, but I always forget to order it. All right, doesn't need much blue Loctite. Put this on, re-torque it. The reason for the first torque is to seat the CV axle. I think I said that. Because this thing's not a torque turn method, so I'm pretty sure the only reason they want you to put a new nut on there is because the locking part of the nut, they're afraid is not going to be effective. All right. Firm click. As you can see, new axle's in. Everything's hooked back up again. Good. Let's pull our, this is how I do it. Just shove it right in there, and it's good to go. All right. Now, to show you here, that should not be able to do that. See that? That's bad. All right, we'll put the wheel on and go back out and test drive this thing. Down the road we go here. Gather up some speed, and we'll see if our graph is any different. I suspect it will be much different. Same road, up to speed. So this is what the screen looked like before our repair. All right, this is after the repair. See how smooth that graph is? They mirror each other. That's what we want to see. So now, if you remember before, we went down here to a lot where we could turn and brake at the same time, and I want to go down there and verify that this in fact did take care of the problem. Pigeons, you better get out of my way. All right, let's turn sharp to the left. Smooth. Okay, let's come up here a little further, get a little more speed, and we'll turn sharp. Oh yeah, nice and smooth. All right, let's make sure that the right one's not doing it. Nope. All right, so that is how you fix that. Now, had I not forgotten about the graphing part of this, I don't do that as much as I should, but I'll remember it for a while now. But you know, that is very helpful, because we did not see that little drop in speed with just the numbers. So the graph will help you tremendously. So I hope you guys found this interesting and informative, and I'm going to end this video here. We do have a little more to do on this one. We have an evap system code that the customer did say he wants me to repair, so that'll be coming in part 2 on this vehicle, but this video is done. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and I thank you for being here. If this video was helpful, let me know that down in the comments below, and by tapping that like button. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you guys a thing, and it helps me out a bunch. I sure appreciate it. Until the next time, I will catch y'all later. Bye!